Microtech is Microtech, and that's a good thing. They have been true to their mission. They have been true to their focus. And honestly, they don't really care what anyone thinks. I love that about Microtech. I really do. In other words, they're going to do what they do. They're going to keep their prices where they are. They're going to keep their quality very high. They will make improvements if and when they think they need to make improvements. And on this Microtech Scarab Gen 3 that I'm going to review here on tabletop, you'll see they have made some improvements. But they're not going to say, oh, well, you know, there's Chinese copies out there, so we're going to go and lessen our brand by greatly reducing our price. They're made in the United States. They support a United States workforce, a United States company. It is what it is. The good news is your Microtech, if you keep it in really good condition, you keep all the box, papers, everything that came with it, you'll easily be able to sell it for what you purchased it for. Generally speaking, not always, but if you get like an unusual color, almost guaranteed. Case in point, evidence point number one, my mini SOCOM Elite manual action. This is my urban camo variation one. I purchased this in, well, 2004. I forget for how much, but now I'll ballpark it. I don't know if this is gospel, but I would say I could get $450 out of this, no problem. It came in an a vinyl tube with a box, with the papers. It's got the claw mark on it, date on it, 1 or 2 rub marks on it, but I've never really carried this particular variation. The woodland camel variation I carried in my flight suit as an Air Force pilot, and that one's beat pretty good. Even that one would retain value though, especially as a Nothing Fancy sign blade, maybe more than this one. But pulling $450 on this, no problem. I know I didn't pay that much for it. No way. Oh, I don't know. What did I pay for this? $180? Something like that? I'm going off memory. Don't know. I'd have to look at my records. Yeah, so I love that Microtech is true to its mission to provide ultra quality collectible blades to guys who are willing to pay the price. This one I'm going to show you is not inexpensive. It's going to be the Microtech Scarab 2 Gen 3 in a coloration that will give you a boner. You've been warned. I do have, let's see, do I have 2? I think I only have this one Scarab in the collection. I purchased this in 2011. It's a Scarab 107-10, 4.2 ounces, S35 steel. And I love it. It's mostly a tabletop piece, like a cast member piece. Couple rub marks on it. The regular variations maybe won't go up as much in value because there's going to be more of them produced, of course. Supply and demand. This is a great knife though. And yes, there are Chinese copies of this blade, and some of them, to be completely honest, and I'm always honest, are pretty damn good. But they're not Microtechs. They're not going to hold their value. You're not going to get the resale out of them. But as I was talking, Microtech will generationally improve them when they feel there's a need to generationally improve the blade. This is a Pug 22 Magnum, still in their project. Fantastic backup pistol. Love it, love it, love it. Dude, when you see this coloration, if it doesn't get your blood flowing or get you boner-fied, something's wrong with you. This is on loan from Blade HQ. Thank you, Jake and crew at Blade HQ. I'll have links below. If you live in an automatic knife state and you want a super cool collectible and honestly high-end carry piece in your collection, go ahead and buy a Microtech Scarab 2 Gen 3. Look at this. Damn. What? That is sick. Okay, you guys know I love blue, right? It's my second favorite color. My most favorite color is orange. Do I have anything orange on here? Well, I've got this little excavator from 2003 I bought in Geilenkirchen, Germany. It's a Saiku piece. Yeah, I love orange. Orange is kind of my favorite color. This blue, TMP blue, is my second favorite. The Yasmarina blue on Balansche Motoren Vaca BMW M3 Comp would be like my second favorite color. That's Yasmarina blue. Amazing. This is almost like it though. Look at this blue coloration. Really, Microtech, in a lot of ways, is about second cool. It's about retained value. I made that point already, and second cool. And I have not a ton of super high-end Microtechs, but I have some. And this will be one of them, because I'm going to buy this knife. I'll sell some pieces. I'll make money for it. Trust me, I will buy it. And it does come in some other colorations. They have a different blue one, like a marbled blue, sky blue variation. You'll see some FDEs, some ODs. And this is the bigger Scarab. So as you can tell, this is the Scarab 2. So the Scarab 2 has the 3.9 inch blade. This one is whatever it is, like a 3-ish. Do I have some rust in that one? I might have a little bit of rust forming in that one right there. Dude, I love the bigger one. To me, even though I'm making the case of second cool for the Scarab 2 Gen 3, I think it's a legit self-defense knife as well. It's going to have the reach, it's going to have the speed, it's going to have the durability. And speaking of generational improvements, it now has the crud cutter ribbing on it that will help it come out quicker if there's any, well, crud on the blades, so they say. I have not tested it myself, and nor will I. Is this video got 100,000 views, and yeah, I'd be willing to go and buy, because I have to buy it if I do that type of test, a Scarab 2, do some cutting tests, stab it in certain media, get it really dirty, and see if it will retract and extend still without any problem. I'll tell you right now, though, the smoothness on these latest gen Scarabs and actually Troodons, damn. Super smooth. The Gen 3 has been upgraded with a stronger double spring system on this OTF knife. Very, very excellent. But yeah, I think this, if we're talking POU, this is a fight knife. Comes out quick, strong, durable. I don't think this variation has a zero blade play that some of their OTFs are featuring now, where there's absolutely no movement. This is very tight, though. Listen. Almost imperceptible, so it's a-okay by me. Look at the blade, dude, on this drop point. 0.16 inches in thickness. And it's made of Böhler M390. That is a Swedish-produced powder metallurgy steel. My top choice, I like 390. I don't know if it's my top choice. I still love the S-Series. Like this one, S35, S90. Love them, love them, love them. This is what I feature my special editions in, if I can. Now, I've talked about it a lot before. Blade HQ has a steel chart on their website. I don't think it's gospel, but it's a good starting point for discussing the capabilities of each individual steel choice. On the Böhler M390, edge retention is listed 6.5 of 10. Toughness, a low 3.5 of 10. A little bit more brittle. Ease of sharpness, a low 4.5 of 10, because it is a very hard steel and a very corrosion resistant steel, 9 of 10 on their steel chart. Again, I'm not saying that's gospel, just a starting point. So yeah, I like M390. It's kind of like CPM 20 CV, which I also love. I've tested a CPM 20 out in the woods and it did fantastic. Fantastic. So this is a drop point variation of the Scarab 2. My favorite. It does come in some other variations. Double edge, Tanto, drop point. I haven't seen a clip variation though. I don't think so. But look at the milling on this. The attention to detail. Again, the blade thickness, 0.16 inches in thickness. This is like a blood groove right here. Unsharpened swedge on the top. The edge, out of box, of course, is total perfection. And I can't lie, I do love this blue coated variation. This one's going to last like not at all. By the time I post a video, it's all going to be sold out. Again, it makes me laugh. Guys will be in the comments, they'll go, oh, it's almost $500. I'd never spend that. Copy that. There's 20 guys behind you that are doing it. They're adding to cart, checking out while you're mulling it over, and it's gone. So that's a moot point. I get it. We all have to choose to spend smartly in our lives, and don't spend money you don't have. I'm not saying you should. But if you're a knife aficionado, a Microtech fan like I am, this is like a no-brainer to add to collection. No-brainer. Assuming the world doesn't end, stop spinning, we all fly off into outer space, you'll be able to sell this for what you paid for it if you need the money. Handle set is fantastic. 7000 series aluminum. This one coated in that very sick, it's almost like a Boba Fett blue. It's kind of splatter blue. 3M traction inserts on the inset handle. Deep carry clip, kind of their older style window breaker, glass breaker on the end. I don't mind that at all. It's not sharp. Carbide ball right there. Very effective. I had tested that before. I don't recommend you take this apart for any reason. If it does need to be serviced, send it back to Microtech. They are fantastic. I've sent knives back to them that are 10 years old. They send it back. You know, it takes 3 weeks, but no charge. They're like, here you go. Tuned it up for you. Like some of my Ultratechs were very stiff, not like this one. And dude, they sent it back, and the action on the Ultratechs are fantastic after they tune it up. And by the way, their new Ultratechs, I made a in-warehouse review on that. Amazing. Amazing. I love this carry clip, accepts thick fabric, no hot points on it. What's not to like? The deployment button, very sharp in where it needs to be sharp. In other words, you're going to have great traction on it, and yet it doesn't pinch into your finger. I did it with gloves off a lot too. Let's compare it against the old Scarab variation. Look at the differences. Speaking of generational improvements. And you can see this one, being a larger blade, needing larger springs, is going to be thicker than this one. The handle set on this, is that right? 0.82 inches. I didn't measure that. I'm just going off what they're saying. I guess I could measure it. Super high quality production. Super high quality. Yeah, it's a thicker handle. Doesn't look 0.82. No, it's not. 0.56. 0.56. I'm not sure what they're... Oh, you know what I'm thinking? They're probably talking about this. That's what they're talking about. So the actual width of the blade, they said handle. And this one's 0.49 inches in thickness. Yeah, but for a bigger blade, dude, no brainer. No brainer. Now, along with this knife push that I'm doing now, I'm going to review also, and I'll put a link below, this Combat Troodon. Damn, son, also an awesome blade. And yeah, I've already bought this one. This is another large OTF Microtech fighting knife with some really cool enhancements. I'll review that separately though. And I am wearing this one, so you can see it's already got some wear on it. Don't care. HEC your knives, bro. High-end carry. Life is short. We'll all be in the grave before you know it. Live your life. Live your life. Damn. Yeah. So highly, highly recommended. Costs notwithstanding. You know, it's up to you. If you have money, you have money. If you don't, you don't. It's still fun to watch the video though. F16 in the house once again. Look at the tail flash on that. South Carolina. One of the very rare times United States fighter aircraft show any personality. Our paint jobs are absolute diarrhea compared to European, Soviet, Ukraine planes. Damn. Chinese does a lot. They do a lot better job than we do. This gray, really? This is all we do? Your fighter plane, first and foremost, should look cool. Yeah, but, you know, it blends in better. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Dude, I've refueled these so many times. Yeah, I can see F-16s from miles away in this exact coloration. It doesn't do anything for camouflage. So you might as well get a better pussy wetting color on your fighter jet. There you go. How do you like that reference? Over here on the wings, we have a Russian JS-3. That stands for Joseph Stalin. This tank actually came out to contest the King Tiger late in the war. And look at this easy model right here. You can see the texture on the turret. This fully domed, excellent turret. 122 millimeter, I believe, smoothbore cannon on the Joseph Stalin. It was a pretty short-lived design, as I recollect. I'm just going off memory here. And it was rapidly replaced by the T-50 series, like the T-54, 55, whatever. But I think the Joseph Stalin was a legit tank. 12.7 Dishka, machine gun on the top. Woo, that's a cool model. First time in the show, I believe. I don't think I've shown that one before. Thank you so much for your kind support, especially as a paying donor at Nut and Fancy at Patreon. Patreon.com/nutandfancy. Keeps the show moving, keeps it grooving, and honestly gives me funds to buy cast members. Because I'm going to sell a couple blades, and then I have some money from donations. You're going to see this on the tabletop throughout the years as we keep going. I mean, I'm not even half done with the Nut and Fancy project, assuming I'm healthy and can stay alive. I'm serious, by the way. I'm not joking. You'll see this on tabletop, and you're going to see guys commenting 6 years from now, damn, I should have bought that when it was out. I know, you should have. See ya.